Good morning, all. Thank you for joining us. I'm Aaron Gillette, Marketing Director at TownNews. Today, Bridget Sibthorpe-Moker, our Director of Audience, and Doug Green from our training department will give you a look at the new and improved IQ Audience Plus. The latest release packs in a staggering array of new features to help you market your offers and convert casual visitors into paying subscribers. And we're going to show you incredible new ways you can see real results fast. Plus, special guest Jeremy Feldman, Director of Audience Development for EO Media, is joining us to talk about the outstanding results the Bend Bulletin has experienced with these new upgrades. We're thrilled to have Jeremy here. We can't wait to show you what's new, share some exciting early results from beta participants, and answer any questions you may have. Please feel free to enter questions into the chat box at any time. With that, I've said enough. Take it away, Bridget.
Thank you so much. Well, let's get started today. We have an amazing set of new features to share with you, and I'm so excited to have my buddies here on the call to help go through it. So first of all, we're going to go through some new features of the IQ Audience Plus Smart Meter platform, and that includes a lot of user experience things that our partners have been asking for. So we're really, really thrilled to show you that. Then we're going to go through the results of our partners, and that's where Jeremy comes in from being our first beta tester. He's just been a fantastic partner in helping us to work through all the kinks and make it even better. And then we're going to talk about how to get started. And so Doug Green, the amazing Doug, is going to show you how easy it is to work the new offer builder system we're going to show you. And then, of course, we'd love to hear your questions and feedback. Let's get started. So if you're familiar with Audience Plus, it is the evolution of our metering technology, the subscriptions technology that TownNews has had for a long time. Audience Plus is a decision engine that takes you far beyond just the standard metered approach. It's far beyond just a hard wall or a number of views. You can really segment audiences and create custom journeys to grow your leads, to grow your relationships with your readers. On top of the Audience Plus platform, we have added a significant amount of new features focused on user experience. But I want to take just a second just to go over at a high level what was the original set of features for Audience Plus, and that's here on the left of this slide. So you could do your basic metering and registration. You can allow or restrict access to content based on section, keyword, and that sort of thing. All those are things that you could do with the legacy subscription platform. But this goes so far beyond because you can actually plug into a really powerful DMP to create these custom audiences that allow you to target and speak directly to your people. You can even target these audiences with custom messages, effectively creating different paywalls for different groups of people or different situations. You can use paywalls outside of your owned and operated site. Of course, it's really fast implementation if you're on the TownNews platform because it works with the TownNews pieces that we already have. And of course, it's not just software. We really work hard to help work with you to define your strategy, define your goals, and to really make the most out of the platform based on not only what we've seen within our partners, but the best practices and tools out there. So that's what the Audience Plus platform started as, and the current features are fantastic. What we've added in the last 6 months is everything you see here on the right-hand side. So this really starts with Offer Builder. It's a really powerful marketing tool within blocks, and it gives you the power to customize every piece of text that you see on the paywall. It also allows you to speak directly to certain audiences. If you have somebody that is a brand lover that's viewed your site almost every day, you might want to show them offers sooner and show them a different offer than you would an anonymous user, for example. All of this is built on this offer builder, but this also powers a new look and feel to the paywall, and most importantly, a one-page purchase workflow. A user can subscribe to your membership or your subscription without leaving the article, and that's huge. Really reducing the friction was a big part of that. We'll see examples of all these things in a second. Of course, we want to make it easier to log in for our partners for our users that are already subscribers and members. And we have a whole host of additional features that are really built to beef up the entire platform. So we have a new thing called browser fingerprinting that's in beta that allows you to enforce the meter even when somebody clears their cookies, which is, a huge loophole for many of us. We have all of these other pieces here on this form, on this slide, that really just give you the power to connect with your audiences to an even deeper level. So we're going to go over each of these pieces here in depth. We're going to hear how the results, how they've fared so far. We're going to talk to Jeremy and hear directly from someone that's used the platform. And then again, we're going to show you how easy it is to use with Doug here on the call. So let's dig into each one of these features. So we're going to start with the one-page payment and offer builder. So there's 4 main components to this whole host of new features, and they're all really focused on user experience, because Audience Plus as a platform, as this evolution of our legacy paywall, was really, really powerful, as you can see from those features, from those things you can do. But we were really wanting to focus on that user experience and give you every advantage in growing consumer revenue. So that starts with one-page payment. What we did is looked at our payment subscription workflow. How can we reduce friction, not only in the number of pages, but the number of clicks, really reducing the effort on the behalf of the user. And so the entire sign-up process has been reimagined. Offer Builder is what drives the single page workflow and a new look and feel to the paywall. It's mobile friendly, and it's not just, a design change. It's really rooted in best practices from many sources, including the Google News Initiative. And then finally, easier login. This is something that we're really working hard to improve after hearing feedback from our partners that it's difficult to log in, or you get logged out sometimes. So one of the things that we've done with this whole huge update is to make a login button right on the paywall that logs you in right there. You don't have to go off to another page to log in. So let's look at each one of these pieces. I've got a little animation here that sort of walks you through. So I'm going to talk about that as we go. So the entire user experience is based on a modal presentation for as little interruption as possible in the user's experience. We really worked hard to eliminate the friction in the purchase path. And so as you go through here and you watch this, you'll see that there's very few form fields. We're really working to get people from point A to point B as quickly as possible. The design here, you'll see there's red buttons with rounded corners. We really wanted to make it very evident where we want the user to click. And of course, we want to highlight registration in addition to subscription. And the best part about this is we wanted to give you the power to customize your paywall without knowing HTML, because in our legacy platform, you can do, some, light modifications if you know CSS, but we really wanted to give you the tools to do that without having to work on HTML. So the one-page purchase is the single most lucrative part of this, guys. It is a point where you can subscribe, log in, or register without leaving the article. So all you see here on the screen, these are the forms that allow you to subscribe. So you'll notice we don't have an address, we don't have a phone number. We've really worked hard to reduce all of the points of additional labor or friction on the part of the end user. So this is very important to us to get you, a baseline for getting as many conversions as possible. So from the previous paywall that we saw, you'd click a button and you'd get to this, the account creation, the registration part, and the purchase happens on the same window simultaneously. So then the user is, once they pay, they're automatically logged in, they're back to the article, and they never left the actual page. So this is really, really exciting and a huge step forward for us. I really hope you're jazzed about this as we are. I just want to make one thing clear, though. This is a huge upgrade. A lot of time and effort went into this. And so it only works with the Audience Plus paywall, the new smart paywall. This is not available if you're on the legacy platform. It doesn't support it. So the next part of this is that paywall. So we click from here to get to the screen we just saw. Now this is important because for the first time, you have the tools to really customize everything that you see here. So from the headline to this second line here, all of these cards, all of the text you see on each one of these pieces is totally customizable by you. So you can change the button to say get started or get deal. You can toggle something featured or not. You can put from 1 to 3 offers on your paywall. And we really recommend 1, but we wanted to give you the flexibility, especially when you have weeklies or umbrella sites, to be able to do different offers. The buttons can either link to the first, the 1-page purchase workflow we just saw, if you go through TownNews for transactions, or if you go through a Newsware or Brainworks, you can click from these buttons and you can set it exactly where you want it to go to your page. And then finally, I just want to mention that these paywalls, you can essentially create different ones for different situations. So for ad blocker viewers from your Audience Plus, you can say, I want a different message for ad blockers, and maybe you even want different offers. Maybe that's an opportunity to get them to sign up for a registered account, or even a day pass in addition to your subscription offer. Maybe on your e-edition, you want to show a different message and you really want to highlight login and activation for your current subscribers. That's just a few examples of the kinds of things you can do with Offer Builder. I also want to mention the subscription landing page. So one of the things we heard from partners was that they wanted to curate the offers on their subscription landing page or on your certain paywalls. So maybe you have a really low rated offer that you want only certain people to see. This new block as a companion piece to Offer Builder gives you the power to choose exactly which offers you'd like to show up here. So by default in the legacy subscription platform, every offer you have when it's active is available to everybody. It just automatically dynamically pulls it there. And while that has merit, we've again heard from partners that they wanted to curate those offers. So with this block, you can choose exactly which ones you would like to display, and the others are sort of hidden in the background. And that gives you the power again to really curate what you'd like people to see when they click your subscribe button. So the design here, you'll notice it matches the paywall. But the important thing is that if you have, a different look and feel you'd like to achieve, our really talented design team has built this in a way so that the CSS is cohesive. So if you wanted to change all of the red buttons to green, then you could do that with custom CSS. I highly recommend the red buttons, though. That was a G&I suggestion, and it's really, really worked. But you can display 1 to 5 offers on this page. We really recommend 3. And that's one of the best practices. But again, we give you that flexibility. So now on to results. You may say, this sounds great, but how is it actually working for everyone? So this is where Jeremy from EO Media comes into play here. Jeremy and Steve and the whole team at the Bend Bulletin were really instrumental in helping us not only test this brand new platform, but really dig into it and find opportunities to improve it even more. So Jeremy's got a couple of slides here he'd like to show you just about the results with their beta so far. Jeremy, you want to take it away, sir?
Sure.
You know what? I skipped a slide. Do you mind if I go through this one?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, very professional. So beta program and early results. Before I get to Jeremy, so sorry, sir. I did want to go through conversions and from a couple other sites. So the headline here is Jeremy's in the middle, 5,000% increase in email newsletter signups. And so that's what he's going to talk about in a second. I also want to highlight a couple of our other beta partners that came around the second round. The Wenatchee World from WIC Communications, they had 130% increase in digital starts, which is just fabulous, absolutely huge. Now, they do a low rated intro offer that ramps to a higher rate. And so that price point definitely helps with conversions as well. And then we have East Central Iowa News from our friends at TH Media, from Woodward Communications. And they had a brand new site they launched with Audience Plus, with Offer Builder, and their conversion rate is near 2%. It's just absolutely fabulous. So really proud of all of our beta partners. But I think Jeremy in the group is so unique in that they're looking at long-term success and growth in growing those relationships with readers. And so that's where now yours is your cue, Jeremy. Now we'd love to hear about what you've done with our platform.
All right. So a couple things we did to start with, which we didn't have before. We did not ask people to register. So by asking people to register, which I think is fairly uniform on most websites now, is you have to register for content. So we asked them to register after 2 articles in 30 days. We created multiple splash screens for registration. So depending on where you're at, what page you're on, there's a different method to get into it. We pre-selected a couple of newsletters, and we cut our newsletters on the registration page from 8 down to 3, just giving a small group in preparation for a registered user welcome series that's coming later. We wanted that welcome series to give them the option for the other newsletters. And then we added the exit intent block, which is just newsletters. We do not have a subscription offer on here, trying to get people into the top of our funnel by getting them to register first. So you can go ahead, Bridget. Next one. So the testing we did to start with, on the left, you see our registration pop-up. So that's going to be the first box that pops up after you read 2 articles. You can either log in if you are a registered user and forgot to log in, you can log in, or you can register today, which will take you to the box on the right. And we did add a subscription offer in there just in case you've liked the first 2 articles. You can get into us for $1 for the first 28 days. Registration box, very simple. Again, just an email, a password, and then you can see the 3 pre-selected newsletters that we have there. Trying to cut down paralysis of choice and just have 3 newsletters has worked very well so far. So the results page, the first 6 weeks, and we actually converted on April 27th to the new paywall. Within the first 6 weeks, we had 4,000 new registered users and more than 1,200 new newsletter signups. So you can see, of the registered users, some of them did uncheck the newsletters, which is expected, but we did pick up 1,200. The graph on the right shows our newsletter signups up to the Audience Plus conversion. It was pretty stale, pretty flat, and then the huge hockey stick effect the minute that we implemented Audience Plus. Part of this is getting the registered users so that we can create that welcome series to start bringing people through our funnel, through the marketing funnel.
Absolutely fantastic results, Jeremy. And I just want to say it's so helpful to us here at TownNews to hear feedback and to build these relationships with you guys, because that helps us to refine our products to help them serve you better. So excellent. And I guess I just want to ask you a couple of questions, Jeremy, for the group here. You know, in terms of Audience Plus, I know it's only been a few months since we've been on the beta product, but you know, what is your feeling as to the value? You know, is it producing the results that you expect? Is it, you know, worth the money?
Oh, definitely. We're getting people in the top of the funnel, and each of these registered users equates to real dollars, and they equate to revenue in the end, whether they stay on a newsletter or they ultimately subscribe.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jeremy. Really appreciate you joining us today. And we'll be around for questions at the end too, if you'd like to grill him. Just kidding. All right. Well, excellent results so far, and we want to include you in those results. We want to give all of our partners the opportunity to grow not only those registrations, but subscriptions, reader revenue, memberships, all that good stuff. So we brought the amazing Doug, our trainer, here to show you just how easy it is to use the Offer Builder platform inside of Blocks. All right, so Doug, I'm going to stop sharing here and give you the controls.
Yeah, so we're going to take you through a couple of different sites that have a couple of varying examples here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into somebody's admin that's got this set up on their site. So you can kind of see how all the pieces work together here, just so you can see all those pieces kind of moving together. So first site here that we're going to take a look at, basically this is just kind of what Bridget just showed. Kind of you got your standard kind of pop-up modal that'll come in over the top of your content over here. I can log in if I'm already a print subscriber. I can log in and get started. If I'm not, they're running a particular special. They're calling it a summer special, $2 for 30 days. And then I can see the things I want. After that, I can log in up top, or I can click on get started and go through the one-page purchase process here. Next site we're going to take a look at here, a little bit different layout. This is their purchase page. We've got ourselves a nice kind of wide image up top where they talk about why it's value for the general public to be able to see, and then some different choices down below with different features and benefits for each of those different packages. So if one doesn't apply to you, maybe one of the other packages will. And then the last one that we're going to take a look at over here is from Jeremy and his folks over there, where we've got kind of a little bit more kind of simple, clean layout. We've got a dominant image over there on the left-hand side, and then the one kind of offer that Jeremy was talking about there with the $12 for 28 days. And you get a couple of fair tickets too, which is always a sweet bonus to get something in on top. So that's a good idea there. So like I said, from here, then what we'll do is we'll jump into somebody's admin just so you guys can see kind of how all the pieces work on the back end and see how quick and easy it is to really kind of set up one of these offers for you. So this is going to be located underneath your community application, and then you'll see one that says access control. That's where Audience Plus is going to live. And then Offer Builder is actually one of the application settings up here in the upper right-hand corner. In case that's not something that you are used to looking at, there, that little gear, the little cog that's next to your name up here in the upper right-hand corner, that'll pop open some extra panels over here for you in a lot of different applications. Here underneath access control, you will see some different ones underneath there. The one that we're going to talk about, obviously, is the offer groups. That is where Offer Builder is controlled from. Simply by clicking the new button will allow you to create a new offer group. For this particular site, they have just the one group in there. But when we double click on this, you'll have the basic names in here, the titles. If you want to have a promotional image that you can upload, a redirect URL, and then the message that you want in there. Again, very basic things, all things that you can control in-house for you. Underneath the offers tab is obviously what we're interested in here. You can see that you have multiple different offers that are available. You can make them whether a featured offer, yes or no, and whether you want them to be active, yes or no, as we go down the screen down here. As you can see, you can have different images that are associated with these. And the reason why I wanted to pick one of these underneath the targeting tab, and we'll see that here in a second. But again, you can see, you can label it what you want the general public to call that particular subscription. If it's got a featured message, so you can call it, you know, summer special, 4th of July deal, Labor Day sale, those types of things. The standard rate that they're going to get, and then after that rate expires, where they're going to kick into. The billing cycle, any particular savings, so 33% off, 90% off, those types of items that you have. Description down below, basically telling them what they're purchasing. And again, you can upload an image from your media library in there. And again, your button text, like Bridget mentioned before, is customizable. Starts off saying purchase, but if you want to say buy now or subscribe or click here, those types of things, again, you are totally in control of the message that you're giving out there. Then underneath the targeting tab, it's as easy as basically saying if you want this to be scheduled within a certain period. That's what this site has done. That's why I picked this one to kind of use as our example to show that it's a limited time offer, that between only on July 23rd was this offer eligible to be purchased. But you could set those again for holidays, those types of things, any type of specials that you want to run there. And then if you are using the Newsware Brainworks option, if you are not using TownNews for that portion of it, this URL link up here would be where we would link off to your Newsware or Brainworks purchase page over there. So very easy, very straightforward, quick and easy. You can get these up in a couple of minutes and get your offers on the front end and showing to folks. And then basically save your way on the way back out the door, and your offers will be showing on your site within minutes. So it's a quick and easy process to get these set up. And with that, then I will turn this back over to Bridget.
Thank you, Doug. Really appreciate your time. All right, well, I just have one last slide here, and then we will go back to questions. So if you are ready to learn more about IQ Audience Plus, the smart meter, contact your sales rep, or we have a really nice new page here, townnews.com/audience plus, that gives you more information about the platform. And there's a short form you can fill out just to get a little more information, and we'll get you connected with the right people. Of course, you can also put in a support ticket. And in fact, if you're already an Audience Plus partner, you can take advantage of these new features now for no additional cost. You just go to your support ticket and include Offer Builder in the subject line, and we will get you all set up. All right, questions?
Well, so far it's looking like you guys have done an outstanding job because we don't have any questions. I spoke too soon. Questions are rolling in. Let's see. What can you talk a little bit about the reporting or analytics capabilities of Audience Plus? Can you see conversion rates for each offers? What kind of A/B testing is available? Stuff like that.
Absolutely. So one of the companion pieces of Audience Plus, the Smart Meter, is called Data Insights. And it is a really comprehensive set of reports that gives you conversions, paid stop conversion rates, page views from members. It's really, really in depth. And it's something that is continuing to evolve as we add to that platform. So that is a package with the Data Insights platform. There's 2 pages that really gives you that in-depth insight. And we are able to break down the conversions by rule. So you can say, we got 4 conversions from the ad blocker, people that viewed on the ad blocker version of the paywall, for example. So it's really comprehensive. And again, this is something that's really important to us to give you the right tools and feedback. So we've continued to evolve there. Now for A/B testing, the best way to do that is Google Optimize, and we worked with a couple partners to set that up. The reason it works so well is because our platform with Audience Plus and the purchase path going through TownNews, we are set up with Google Analytics e-commerce. And so there's events fired every time someone does something. So you can see the progression through the funnel. So with Google Optimize, we already have those events set up, and we already have purchases as a goal. So we can help, get you set up on that platform and get you changing, able to change simple things, especially like button text, the way our offer is labeled. All of that nuance is really, really helpful.
Thank you. What is the ETA on subscriptions in app for the Now app? And what about Apple Store compliance? Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. So I'm not the expert on the app. Susan Bell is. And in fact, we have some webinars coming up on that, but we are beta testing now for in-app purchases that gives a user, whether they're on the iOS or the Android app, the ability to subscribe right within the app. So compliance is a big deal for us. And so we've been working really hard behind the scenes to enable in-app purchases to make that happen. So I know we're beta testing, and so I don't have a date off the top of my head, but we can absolutely get that. We're really, really close.
Fantastic. It looks like those are all the questions that have come in so far. So thank you very much for those. Do you have another slide, or are we at the end here?
I think we've got one more.
Great. Well, of course, we do have one more question.
Excellent. Bring it on, guys.
Have you tested this with membership versus subscriptions?
Oh, that's a good one. So we have not run a live site with memberships, but we are talking to a partner right now that's actually a broadcast partner about doing a really special version of Audience Plus that's based in membership. So the idea that we're discussing is a tier of free membership that would include sort of a registration, and then a paid level of membership that would include a number of perks and swag and all kinds of good stuff. So we definitely have the tools. We have yet to launch it, but we're really close. We also have one of our biggest partners, Lee Enterprises, runs a membership model. It is they sell subscriptions, but it's based in membership, and we have several sites running on a test for those as well.
So more to follow.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Well, thank you very much for the questions. Still feel free to type one in if you have one as I go through the closing spiel here. I'm sorry, one more just came in. You mentioned a DMP at the start of the presentation. what is the DMP that's used?
We use Lotame. We also use that for our IQ Engage program. And it works just beautifully with blocks with the access control. And we are able within that DMP to identify specific audiences like brand lovers, loyal readers, and we're able to connect that. And that's what really gives, the extra oomph of power to the platform, is being able to identify those there. And while we have a recommended setup for the Audience Plus Smart Meter, you can actually add, a limited number of audiences if you want to continue to run that out. So that's Lotame is the connection there.
And then a follow-up question to that is, do users of IQ Audience Plus need to learn how to use Lotame?
No, in fact, most of our partners allow us to help them with setup. And that is really a big component of the entire Audience Plus platform, is we really try to bear the brunt of the setup and get you started, but give you, of course, the training and the tools to be able to manage it on your own. But the Lotame part, we create those audiences for you in Lotame and bring them into blocks. And we can help you long-term to create new audiences as the needs arise.
Okay. If you have further questions, please feel free to reach out to your sales representative or Bridget. As she mentioned earlier, we do have a new landing page available for Audience Plus that is at townnews.com/audience plus. Spell out the plus, PLUS. So check that out. You can fill out the form on that page, and then we will reach out to you to get you set up and get you whatever information you need. Documentation is available at help.townnews.com. Support is available at 800-293-9576 or support.townnews.com. The customer community is a great place to swap ideas with other TownNews customers, and that's available at community.townnews.com. And you can check out our status at townnews.status.io. You can sign up for alerts at that site. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you very much to the TownNews team, Bridget and Doug, and of course, Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us for this. This was an absolutely great presentation. Please, everyone, feel free to reach out to your sales representative if you have further questions. Bridget, do you have any last items you'd like to impart before we close?
I'll just say really quickly that, if you have a question that, weren't quite ready to ask, or if you think of something after the call, please do reach out to us, because the feedback from people like Jeremy and our other, very, very talented partners, really plugged in partners, that's so helpful to us to continue to build up the program.
Thank you very much. And once again, thanks so much, Jeremy. We really appreciate it. We'll talk to everyone later.